Hey all and welcome back for another HellfireComms Patreon TV com. Today, in this batch, we're going to be taking a look at the first 3 episodes of what is apparently a pretty funny series. This is Konosuba. This was commissioned by Silverdude, and I don't really know that much about it overall, so me and Volk are just going to get right into it, and how we do this stuff is, similar to other batches of TV comms. We'll lead you into the first episode, and then shut that down, and while we're talking about how we felt about that episode, load up episode 2, and we'll count it down into that, and so on and so forth. So, if you guys have episode 1 ready, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Hello, mother. Hello, father. Me and Tom watching Konosuba.
What, were you just preparing that, over the course of playing the Sega phone or some shit?
I literally thought of that whilst I was getting my drink to sit down ready for this here TV com.
Oh, what do you like? So, walk me through what Konosuba is about, mate. I trust you've watched it before?
I haven't, actually. This is one of those animes where I watch a couple of clips on, because sometimes I just like watching anime clips from various things to see what can kind of gauge interest for me to watch later on down the line. And Konosuba was one of those animes which was always on my list, but I never got around to actually properly sitting down to watch it.
Right.
But let me see if I can get the wiki up and see if we can get a plot synopsis.
Well, so far it seems to be about a NEET, as it were. He goes out of his way to get video games, that's all he really cares about and whatnot, and, a dramatic start, you say?
Oh yes, good way to start. But yes, you are absolutely right. It says, following an untimely and embarrassing death, Kazuma Sato, a Japanese teenage shut-in NEET, meets a goddess named Aqua, who offers to reincarnate him in the parallel world with MMORPG elements, where you can go on adventures and battle monsters. Despite being offered a superpowered item or ability to use in this new world, Kazuma, following some provocation, chooses Aqua herself to accompany him to the town of Axel, quickly finding her absent-mindedness to be less than beneficial.
Okay. Well, I think you just spoiled the entire first episode, mate, but, hey, you couldn't do any worse than me spoiling school life for myself, so, isn't this like the plot of Sword Art Online?
Not really. I get the feeling the guy doesn't actually die in Sword Art Online.
Okay, right.
I guess there's maybe similarities in places, but I feel like this is more, tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit in the know, as it were.
Sword Art Online is one of those ones that sort of takes itself and its plot seriously, whereas this one, there is a serious underlying plot, but for the most part, there's just weirdness and fun going on everywhere. At least that's from what I have gathered from clips and what fellow peoples have told me.
For sure.
Alrighty, so Aqua and Kazuma are the characters we've been introduced to so far, but also featured are Megaman, who is the wizard in the witch's hat, and also Darkness, who is the paladin-looking lass. I'm not sure if they'll get introduced in the first episode, but we'll be introduced to them soon enough.
Okay. How about a little bit of voice acting trivia for our 2 main characters so far, mate?
Alrighty then, well, Kazuma is voiced by Jun Fukushima, who also voiced Galliasta from Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. He also played Leo in Full Metal Alchemist and the Foolish King from No Game, No Life. He's one of those voice actors that don't quite get around the same way as other voice actors do, but
right.
The few roles that he does have, he tends to absolutely kill. Like, this one in particular is probably, like, his most prominent role probably ever. It is easily regarded as, like, one of the best voice acting jobs by a lot of people.
Wow.
And Aqua is voiced by Sora Amamiya, who was Akame from Akameka Kill, Elizabeth Leones, or I think it's Leones, or is it Leoness, or something like that, from Seven Deadly Sins, which is a fantastic anime, by the way.
I have, yeah.
And she was also the Japanese voice actress for Rain in World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, did he die or not? You got ploughed by a tractor? You died of shock?
What a way to go.
Oh god, no wonder he took command of her. He's like, you need to stop laughing at me. This is not manly.
Still, just the idea that he died of a shock rather than the actual event occurring.
Oh no, that's double not manly. Oh, that's not. Wow. They forgot their hippopotamus so easily at the sight of a boy pissing himself.
Although maybe part of me thinks that Aqua might be making this all up, potentially. Like, maybe he's just having a midlife crisis of some kind. He's like having an out-of-body experience or something like that.
Well, I guess we'll see. What would you pick, Volk? Would you choose to be reincarnated, or would you go to heaven?
Well, considering it'd basically just be a free pass to heaven, it would be tempting to go down that route, but I have to be honest, I quite like living.
Yeah?
It doesn't matter where or how, I just like the idea of living, so...
You can't fap if you go to heaven.
Sorry, I'm just being distracted by Aqua's ass over here.
Really? I couldn't notice, honestly.
Well, it is right there, I mean, how can you not?
Oh god, you sound like Didgeridoo. I don't like games, Aqua. I love games. I live for games.
Imagine if he just got reincarnated into Pac-Man because he wasn't specific.
Or Cuba, that'd be a real bitch. Click.
Okay, dramatic effect over. But yeah, Kazuma is... I wouldn't say he's like entirely deadpan, but he is very clearly aware of himself and what's going on around him, so he doesn't really put up with the usual shite that a lot of these kind of protagonists usually go through, like getting slapped around by the ladies in the group. He's one of those people who will very much stand his ground and stand for equality, and not when it benefits one person or the other.
Kind of glad about that, because that's one of the more insufferable tropes when it comes to anime, honestly.
They've been kind of playing into the idea that a lot of these characters just no longer really give a crap, or they're well aware of what's actually happening and they're just like, no, you sit down, it was an accident.
God's support package. Huh? Oh, I couldn't read that fast enough before she palmed it.
I mean, props to them, they actually managed to translate that, like, actually within the book.
Yeah, well, he has his game collection, he could lose that.
And who knows how much manga.
Let's see. Don't trust your gamer's intuition, guys. This bag of chips won't last all day.
Give me the chips! He's just like, but you can have any power in the world, don't care, give me the chips.
I see, so that's how I avoid being known as a shut-in after I die. I just need to die outside the house.
Exactly. Die from shock of being run over by a tractor that never actually happened.
I swear to God, if you're driving that tractor, I will never forgive you from heaven.
So I'm wondering if he's looking at all these powers and just thinking, well, maybe she's like the most powerful thing in the room.
I choose you!
Just like, at least she finishes the chip first and doesn't like spit it out or something.
I chose you, bitch! You're mine forever!
Alright, just what we need. More celestial beings.
Yeah, more celestial boomage.
She was listening into the conversation.
Well, yeah, Aqua's not the highest form of angel, obviously.
I like how she's literally there just to lay the smack down with all the rules and regulations immediately after it happens. There's no room for argument. So no, it's in the bylaws.
This is what you get, you uppity little whore.
I can't fight for beans! Beans, I say!
Looks like the gamers win again, Volk. When will they stop winning?
I do like his way of thinking, but I'm not sure if this is going to go that well.
No.
Like, I know from, like, 2 or 3 of the clips I saw that Aqua could be a bit ditzy at times and a little bit full of herself, but I'm not sure of the full extent of her powers, so this will be interesting to see.
Well, she has healing powers, but no combat abilities, that's for sure. Whee! Just laughing all the way to that parallel world.
It's like when the guy is going, yeehaw, on the atom bomb.
Man, that's a really obscure reference for our millennial audience, but...
Well, I don't know, if enough people have watched classic Simpsons, they'll know that one as well.
I'm not sure if Konosuba was actually parodied in Pop Team Epic, or whether that was Sword Art Online it was parodying.
I mean, it did come out after Sword Art Online, but I'm not sure about the manga. I think the manga came out in like 2013, but I'm pretty sure Sword Art Online is older than that still.
Yeah.
But it's quite weird, because obviously it's been licensed by Crunchyroll already, but this is one of those animes that has yet to receive a dub, and to be honest, I don't think it ever will.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I think maybe, like, with all the voice work that's been done in the Japanese version, and how just genuinely top quality it is, from the emotions being portrayed, or the voices themselves just being so fitting.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think an English voice cast is going to be able to replicate that, and maybe they're just afraid to do it because maybe they know that they're 99% certain that it won't live up.
Yeah, I suppose so. I do like how the bumpers are just pausing the game, by the way. I was expecting like a cut-in, like in One Punch Man.
It is very much in tune to what the anime is about.
Alright, let's visit the Guild HQ, and this is what you do in RPGs. You see, if I was trapped in a parallel gaming world, I would probably die instantly, because I'm not that good at games.
Well, the first thing I would look for is a giant yellow exclamation mark appearing over someone's head. Because, you know, that's what World of Warcraft ends up doing. But, back in the days when we had stuff like Legend of Mir and EverQuest and Final Fantasy XI, we didn't have such fancy things like hovering above people's heads to tell us that this is where we needed to go.
No.
We had to literally scour the entire landscape and find the correct NPC to talk to. And literally speak to everyone just to get that one cutscene, and then they say, well, okay, now go talk to this person. Where is this person? I don't know.
You done ranting, old man?
For the time being, yes, but don't be surprised if it flares back up again.
Okay, basically what Volk's trying to say is, why don't we have a RuneScape anime yet?
Well, we do have a Phantasy Star Online anime, so, you know, that's pretty close to, like, a proper video game RPG anime adaptation.
I have to say, the city that they're in kind of reminds me of, again, the parallel world from Devil is a Part-Timer.
Yeah, it does a little bit. I do like the architecture, though.
Oh, yeah. Whereas the whole juxtaposition between modern stuff and, you know, high fantasy, which is always appealing, I think.
Absolutely.
Let's play Spot the JoJo actor.
Okay, you may need to fill me up on this, because obviously I'm not as up to scratch with my JoJo voice actor trivia as you might be.
No, I was just being facetious. I don't know whether that dude was in JoJo or not. It's just something Helldragon and I do whenever we watch new anime.
Remember, in Soviet Russia, everyone is voiced by Dio.
So is Aqua like a Pokemon at this point, then? God, how demeaning for a goddess.
I think maybe it's sort of closer to Navi that just does not have any shit taken from them.
Oh god, she's a fucking XP of Phi. Jesus, no. Everyone wears low-cut tops in this world. Like, is there some kind of fashion trend I'm not aware of?
Yes, it is the trend of boob cell video games.
And animes, I suppose. I'd say that's a bit harsh, but she did mock him when he died, so it's deserved.
To a degree, but it depends on what further shenanigans she tries to pull on him.
Ah, yes, bring me your finest water, wench. It's free.
Ice will be an extra 25p.
I'm not really getting this joke. I think something's a little bit lost in translation.
A little bit, but I think it's just the idea that is something she constantly feels the need to point out. I think there's not really much more to it than that. Is this going to be the part where, like, nobody has heard of her at all?
No, never. Well, that's your one defining trait out the window. Ah, Law Vault. Drink it in. Well, at least we can buy a hot meal now, Jesus.
It's like my one redeeming character trait ruined. Ah, the quest board.
Nice.
Or at least I think it's a quest board. It looks very much like a quest board.
What would be your class in an RPG, mate?
Either some kind of a roguey thief arrangement, or probably a ranger. I do like messing around with the bows and the guns and what have you.
Probably a paladin, for me.
I can get behind paladin as well. Tanking jobs are usually pretty fun.
Selecting job. Piercing DNA.
So what will Kazuma get?
Level 1. Defense 0. Attack 1.
Yeah, that's always the problem when you have to roll like 3d6 for your stat and you just roll ones every single freaking time.
Alright, what we got? Oh, that should be good. Yep. Yeah, decently high intelligence. Look is extraordinarily high. I don't know, he died of shock.
I don't know, what goes around comes around, so if you get the shit end of a stick by dying via shock, then you got a lot of luck to make up for it.
You watch Aqua, despite not being a very good fighter, will probably get really high attack or something.
You know what, I disagree. I think she's just gonna get absurdly low stats across the board.
I guess we'll see. She just needs to be brought down a peg or two, honestly.
Luck stat of practically 0.
Drastically above average, yeah?
Huh.
Oh, that's not fair. Okay, well you can just carry the sword and we'll push you into people and hopefully they'll die. Okay, so we need someone who can carry the sword. Our party is currently useless.
Although if a low intelligence, I'm not sure of a priesty type. Although then again, if he's got high wisdom or mind or whatever stat they use for that kind of thing, then who knows, maybe it'll turn out alright.
So is like each episode from now on just gonna be one quest? Like a fetch quest takes 3 parts or something?
I don't know. I think it may be one of those shows where maybe they don't do a quest and it goes over a couple of episodes and then they like grab another one, or maybe there's just times where there's not quests at all. It's just them just wandering around doing whatever they find. Alright, so it seems my theory about Aqua getting absurdly low stats was not correct, although I suppose that's more fortunate than anything.
Run the credits! Or just run the lovely panning shot, I suppose.
That is a very nice panning shot, though. I do have to say, though, this is one thing I always noted from what few clips I actually watched, but the animation quality in this is really damn good.
It's not bad. It's not bad, yeah. Some of the character models are a bit iffy, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like the movement and the facial expressions. It's not something you really get to see, like, that well done in an anime so consistently.
Well, it's the first episode. We'll see what happens with 2 and 3.
Horse!
Mean-looking horses, Jesus.
Having to sleep in a horse shed. Don't worry. You'll get something eventually.
Thank you for cutting past all this really fast, by the way. I didn't need an episode of chores.
This is essentially like grinding. Yeah, we're just gonna grind a job, make loads of money, and then just do whatever.
Basically. There you go, now we're all friends. Drunk friends.
Okay, this first time I've literally seen someone puke rainbows in an anime.
It just keeps repeating. Look at all this budget we saved just by replaying the same scenes over and over.
I was fully expecting it to happen a third time, but I was mistaken.
There you go. You'd think with all the work they've been doing, they could afford to not live in the horse stables, but,
Well, maybe if they didn't spend so much on the food.
Yeah, what was the problem then? What, you feel like you're not getting enough adventure in? Ah, there we go. That's the problem. Well, I'm sorry, it might be fantasy, but you still got a little bit of reality when it comes to buying stuff and needing money. Looks like we're gonna have to go into, like, the Highlands or something. Fight a Lionel, get destroyed. Fight a Lionel, get destroyed, and so on and so forth.
Well, I think it's more of a case of just get out the tutorial area.
Basically. Aqua, I'm bored as fuck. Can we leave this town?
It's like, we got a Demon King to fight.
Yes, kill quest! Aqua, all you can do is cast heal. Actually, if you casted heal on a zombie, would it kill it? I know that works in Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, it works that way for quite a few games, although in the D&D universe, I'm not entirely sure, but usually they get a separate spell called Turn Undead.
Nice.
Well done.
Now, we'll watch the credits, and if there's a stinger, we'll watch that, but I'm not watching the next time thing.
Rightio, that sounds good to me. That would basically be me, because in World of Warcraft, I just did a load of fishing and got most of the rare items that you can only get from fishing quests and just fishing constantly until you find the exceptionally rare item.
Oh, cool.
So I would be the one literally fishing for, like, that one turtle familiar that has, like, a 1 in 10,000 chance of being fished up at a certain node somewhere you need a flying mount for or something. Yeah, as far as like a set area that they're in, it seems like a very, very chill place to live.
Yeah, but, chill and boring are two sides of the same coin, so let's hope we actually get out the starting area in the next episode.
Maybe this is like the only area where that sort of thing happens. Like everywhere else is just chaos and death.
A complete shithole, yeah.
It's like this area is under construction. Coming in a future patch.
Ah, yes. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Indeed. That was a very happy ending.
Oh, close it down, close the video down. That was a next time thing. Ooh. So, Konosuba episode 1, mate, while we load up episode 2.
I think it was alright. I think maybe they could have sped things up maybe just a little bit, but apart from that, it was a good way to kind of set the characters, the general feel of the world, and sort of like how things work and what the hierarchy is.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess.
It was basically a setup episode. Like, I wasn't expecting anything too much, but hopefully the plot speeds a little bit along now that we're established, we have our setting, we have our job, we have our roles, and so on. So, if you're ready, I'm ready for episode 2, mate.
I'm good to go for episode 2.
Here we go, in 3, 2, 1.
So, are we out of the daily grind? Can we don our sword and plunge henceforth into the great unknown?
How do you don a sword, mate? You don armor, you wield a sword.
Well, if you attach swords to your body and just dive into the nearest living thing.
Yeah, let's just cut out the middle, man. Fuck armor, just put swords over your body. Hey, you want to attack me? You gotta cut through my sword first.
Exactly. I mean, if a sword can block a sword, then, you can wear it as armor, and then you got pointy bits everywhere, and you can bear hug people to death.
I suppose this is a good learning for people who actually want to be like mercenaries and whatnot. It's not always going to be staying in like 5-star places. Sometimes you got to sleep next to horse shit.
And we're not just talking about Aqua either. I'm sorry, that was out of line.
Yeah, you should treat a goddess with more respect, mate.
Or maybe if she was more respectful.
Yeah, where is the Demon King exactly? This town seems completely unaffected. It's like fucking Karuskan in episode 1. Star Wars, Falk, Star Wars.
Yes, I just got it. So it seems like it's just because it's like the farthest away that's the only reason why it's not affected by the Demon King's influence. Although you'd think with an all-encompassing evil like that, it will just get everywhere. It doesn't like have a range of effect or whatever. It doesn't get less severe as you sort of go farther away from it. I'm pretty sure if the world is under tyranny by a Demon King, everything would be going to shit. Although I suppose it makes sense.
Jesus Christ. Don't make noise when you're in the horse stables.
Otherwise the man will come by and almost bring down the entire shed on top of you.
Yes, indeed. What do you think about the OP for the series, mate?
Well, much like the anime itself, it looks like a very pretty opening. The song itself is decently catchy. I'd give it a solid above average.
Just like Aqua's stats, but tish.
And what about you? How would you rate this here OP?
It sounds pleasant to mine ears, and that's all I really care about when it comes to an OP.
Indeed.
I've actually heard that the latest My Hero Academia OP at the time of recording isn't all that great.
Well, I suppose we'll have to judge that one when we get round to watching it in our time.
Oh yeah, after we're done with episodes 2 and 3.
I kind of like how they show off the episode, like, within the opening, like the episode title. That's neat.
That's kind of unique, actually. I don't think I've seen an anime do that before.
Yeah, usually they have, like, a title card, or they just subtly introduce it another way within the actual episode. I don't think I've seen very many that literally just do it within the opening itself.
So I'm not noticing any other male characters within the troupe thus far. Let's see what happens, I suppose. Well, there was one male guy back there. Anyone with a unique design is basically going to be a part of the team at some point, I think. Oh, 2016? This isn't too long ago.
Yeah, it's only a couple of years ago. Like I said, I was looking at the wiki earlier, and the manga came out in 2013, so it's fairly recent. Like, not overly so, but, a couple of years I think qualifies.
Well, at least you managed to get a short sword. We gotta kill 5 giant toads in, what was that, 2 or 3 days?
Oh my god, he's been set upon by a dire toad.
Ribbit.
Although I would fully expect the giant toads to be at least a level 10-15 enemy. This isn't something I'd expect to see in, the beginning, starting zone.
Well.
This is actually quite a quaint in a way, because you actually get to see, sort of, visualize how some of these quests tend to start in MMOs. So it's this horde of toads is eating all my livestock. Kill, 7 of them, and I'm sure it'll stop after a while.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd appreciate Konosuba Morty, who actually did have some, MMO experiences and whatnot. Oh, Toad's coming for you now. Let's see you heal your way out of this one.
She's gonna get devoured. Just watched.
What do you pray to these nuts?
Called it.
More like Vord it.
Oh.
It's a toad. Well, actually, is it a frog or is it a toad?
I would say toad. But, the two get mixed up so often, I don't think very many people will care.
It's all licky.
If you got some flask, a few vials of toad bile would probably go down quite nicely at the market.
I guess so. What, benefits would it have, though?
I don't know, usually those sort of things are reagents for some kind of whack healing potion or some kind of stat boosting potion. That's how the alchemy usually rolls. You take the most disgusting fluid or part of an animal, you mix it together with, a fruit of some kind, and you get a healing potion that heals 5,000 health points.
There you go.
For some reason.
He doesn't care. He just wants the loot. Oh, I think someone on my timeline, my Twitter timeline, posted that picture of Aqua downing the booze earlier in response to me posting the fact that Game Grumps had started Skyward Sword.
Is that implying that you need to be a heavy drinker in order to get through it intact?
Who knows? Who knows?
Ooh, a rare spawn.
A shiny.
If it was anything like Final Fantasy XI, that would be an enemy that would spawn once every 4 hours.
Jesus. Oh, it's like a golden slime or something. No, a metal slime. Aqua, your stats are shit.
Hey, they were all drastically above average apart from her intelligence. And her luck.
That explains a lot. Really?
Again?
Vord twice in one day. Oh, the fanfiction tags are gonna love this. There you go, giant toads, make up your mind!
Frogs, toads, frogs, toads.
Consider the following. Frodes. Togs.
I like togs. Although I think that's already a thing, so I suppose Frodes will have to do.
What are they eating there? Is that just deep fried frog, like the smaller variety?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Could well be.
I don't know, it's all about selling yourself when it comes to making a group and whatnot.
I suppose so, although maybe we'll get to see one of the third or fourth potential characters we'll have in Konosuba.
Well, you're the one with the synopsis at hand, mate, so you could be giving us spoilers here.
I would, but then you tell me off, so I'm not going to. Besides, I want to keep it just as much a surprise as you do.
That was the fucking Pokeball sound effect.
And I'm pretty sure that stamp came fresh out of Monster Hunter.
I gotta play Monster Hunter World at some point, I think.
Well, the PC version's coming out soon. I'll be definitely getting on board with that.
And that's a right laugh, me playing PC games.
Well, it'll probably go down. You'll probably find that it'll go down in price, although it's a shame there probably ain't going to be any crossplay with that. At least not with the PS4, because Sony are right dicks like that.
Yeah, they're a bit silly. What are you doing? Oh, I see she's lying. The sensor bar covering up her eyes.
And it isn't really covering up anything either, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Alright, well, we put the word out, we've fluffed up our reputation. Let's see what happens.
If there's anything like World of Warcraft, getting your reputation up that high is not as easy as, like, passing by a minute or two. Is this, Megumin?
I don't know, Volk. We would have found out if you kept your screaming yelper shut.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you need some offensive magic from time to time. That's what I'm here for. You can call me Shazam.
I do dig the hat, though. That is a very good hat.
The whole outfit's pretty cool, I suppose. I mean, with Aqua only having healing magic and, Kazuma. That is his name, right?
Kazuma, yeah.
Pronunciation. He has attack, and, Shazam over here can use offensive magic, so it's a fairly balanced team so far.
Although they do need to tank, and that's where darkness will come in. But that won't be until later on, I'd wager.
Jesus, Volk, stop spoiling everything. I like how the music kicks back in. Note, does not actually demolish mountains.
Okay, what just happened there?
I was using all my power to make that music appear.
Oh, is she hungry?
Aww. Please, just a little bit of frog's leg.
Good question. What is with the eye patch?
Oh, I see. So it's like a limiter, as it were. If I remove my eye patch, then I could probably do +3 attack.
I roll an extra d6 when this item is removed.
You gotta let me play like D&D with you one of these days, because I want to get into it so bad.
Yes, I would very much like to scream such phrases as taco and have you be immensely confused as to what it means.
I'm confused now, mate. I'm confused on a daily basis.
Basically, Fako, or taco as it's just often called for shits and giggles, is what is referred to as to hit armor class 0.
Ah, okay.
And usually in these sort of things, it's like the lower the armor class, the more potent your defenses are. So if you start getting into the minuses, that's where you start getting immensely powerful on the defensive side.
JoJo pose. Yeah, let's go to her clan instead.
I don't think hello.
Jesus Christ.
That was a bit abrupt.
Hunger, maximum.
But what are her stats like? Is it like magic high, everything else low?
Yeah. Explosion magic is good, but you gotta be careful not to be too much with it, you know? Otherwise, you'll end up exploding the thing you're trying to have for dinner, for one thing.
True. Although is explosion really an element? Although I suppose if you asked Torg, he'd probably just laugh at you and say, of course it is. 5 giant toads in 3 days. 2 out of 5.
There you go. Explosion magic, second only to the gun.
Gun magic should totally be a thing.
Did she always have that stuff?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It's the first time I've really noticed it.
Maybe she got it back after being bored by the 2 frogs, or toads. Is it frog or is it toad? Make up your mind, Konosuba.
I think we're just surrendering to the fact it's probably both.
One of those. I'm gonna heal it to death. Smash cut to her being swallowed.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah, well, her intelligence stat is basically 0.
It's like Lenny from Mice and Men. Just absurdly strong, but lacks the proper intelligence to actually make any proper use of it.
It's like, how much more black could this magic be? And the answer is none. None more black.
Alright, so just how powerful is explosion magic?
More powerful than Aqua's getting eaten by a frog technique, that's for sure.
Well, good thing she's inside the frog. Maybe she'll benefit from some protection. This is a very long-winded attack.
This just reminds me of that one comic where, like, fucking Gyarados does Hyper Beam on a Pidgey, and then it goes through all this, like, setup panels and whatnot, and it just ends with Pidgey falling over.
So wait, is it getting vaporized, or has it just been blown away, not actually killed?
Well, explosion is sort of a propulsion.
Well, it certainly made mincemeat out of the terrain. Did that frog just come out the ground?
It was hibernating, Volk. Frog hibernating, if you will.
I'm willing to bet that you can only use like 1 or 2 of those before just completely conking out.
Yep. So much mana. More mana than we know what to do with. Don't worry, we'll be able to eat you shortly. Well, this is why you scan the terrain first.
This is why you get mods so you know where the enemies are on the minimap.
So there you go. This is somebody's favourite episode, but I don't want to name names.
Although, interestingly enough, so far Kazuma's the only one that hasn't been eaten.
Huh. Well, it's more titillating to eat the females, I suppose. I'm just saying, guys, that's how anime works.
At what point do you just push them into the river? Just say, here you go, clean up.
Yeah, didn't really need to know that. But that's the only kind of magic I have. Oh, right, I was right.
I thought it might be the case, but I didn't want to say anything.
So, let's see. Aqua can only use healing magic, Shazam can only use explosion magic, and I can only use sword.
I'm willing to bet he'll probably learn something else later on down the line.
Ah, sword +2.
Alright, so I can probably say a couple of things about Megamin's voice actor whilst all this is going on. She voiced Emilia from RE0 or ReZero. I'm not sure exactly how that's meant to be pronounced. She also voices Wonder Girl in Young Justice, the Japanese version of that.
Oh, I was gonna say, like...
And also Chao Ming from the Gundam Thunderbolt movie Bandit Flower. As far as I'm aware, she's been around quite a bit and she goes by the name of Rie Takahashi, I believe. I moved. I'm also covered in frog slime.
Oh, the goddess is useless, the magician's useless. Well, at least they're on the same wavelength. They'll be useless together, yeah.
No, they'll only encourage each other.
Wow. Bunch of fucking farts.
I'm pretty sure he called one of them Slutface earlier on. I live to use my explosion magic.
I'll use it on your dick if you don't let me stay in the group. That's basically me. Feed me, give me a warm bed and internet access and a working computer and everything else that I've grown accustomed to, and I'll be yours forever.
Pretty much. I mean, she's got the right idea. I like how he just wants to refuse. It's just like, ah!
Officially making a scene here, guys.
Although, it does remind me of early D&D, where, like, the early wizards might only get, like, 4 uses of magic missile per day. So, it's probably not far off. Instead of just having forecasts of something relatively low level, she just went, you know what, I'm just going to skip ahead and I'm just going to use, like, the most powerful explosion magic I possibly can.
Oh, no party will take her. Well, maybe you should have, like, majored in something else other than one explosion spell per day.
Then again, she is also offering to be a pack mule.
Jesus, anime, why?
Oh, jeez.
Gosh, he just came all over him and tossed him to the wayside.
I don't like that insidious look in her eye.
She has an idea. What?
Oh my, how lewd.
That's Konosuba for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the end of that, I suppose.
Yeah, we just skipped the montage this time.
Although it's probably a good thing that she came along, because she wouldn't have been able to complete that quest if she could only use one explosive spell a day.
I guess this is how they balance the EXP and whatnot. Ooh, very nice.
They are shaped suspiciously like poker chips.
Yep. I do actually like how we're seeing the visualization of getting your rewards and whatnot. I don't really know the currency well enough to say whether that's good or not.
Judging by the dejective look on his face, maybe not as much as he would have liked, but then again, probably ain't that bad either.
That one could be good.
Yeah, but I think the point is that these are all, like, standard, like, talk to the NPC quests, and not something where you go out and kill stuff.
Yeah, and also you need to be a high level and whatnot as well, way out of his skill set. No, you're dead. You had your chance and you died of shock. Oh, here we go. 2 recruitments in 1 episode.
Oh, yes. So this here is Darkness, voiced by Ai Keano. She voiced Alicia from Tales of Zestiria. She's also Ryoka Sakaki from Food Wars. She also voices Yustola in Final Fantasy XIV and in the Dissidia games, that being NT and the mobile game Opera Omnia.
There you go.
So at some point, Darkness is actually a catgirl white mage, but now she's a tank.
Darkness, Dementia, Ebony, Raven Way. Beautiful. Are you okay? Do I need to call an ambulance? What? What the fuck just happened there?
They just got their tank.
Okay. The very, very hyperactive tank, I suppose. Oh, okay, let's shut this video down and load up part 3 while we talk about this episode. I like that a lot more than the first one, I have to say.
It was definitely a lot more fast-paced. We got to see a giant explosion. We really got to see just, like, the animation quality really flourish here, with all the weird effects going on, with the actual explosion spell being charged up. And we got introduced to 2 more characters straight from the get-go. I do like the pacing of how they're introducing people.
Yeah, for sure, and obviously, you know, it had it all. It had explosions, it had level-ups, it had vor, everything you want from an anime, really. Alright, guys.
Because I'm not sure if many people would have asked for the latter, to be honest with you.
Well, words. We have episode 3 up now, guys, so let's get on into it in 3, 2, 1. Okie dokie. We now have 2 party members. We have Shazam, I'm just going to keep calling her that, and we also have Darkness. So, we have 2 swordsmen, well, one is a tank, we have a healer, and we also have a mage.
Alright, so Darkness obviously has something going on here.
Please don't refer to my wenches as slimy, okay? I keep a reputable establishment here. She's very dramatic, this Darkness person. Is she really a knight, or is she just, like, pretending to be one?
No, she is definitely a knight. Although I'm not sure if she's a knight for the right reasons.
Yeah, that would be Aqua. And that would be Shazam. No. I will be on the team. That's just like a typical girl trope in, like, anime and whatnot. Oh, I'm good at stuff, but I'm very clumsy. And yeah, Kazumi's danger radar is right on the money, I think. Please back up personal space. God, relatable content much? I'd use her as a sword instead.
Okay, I think are you starting to see what Darkness's thing is now?
She loves to fight, maybe? A little bit too much?
I think it's more she loves to get beat up.
Oh! What a wonderful start to this, the final episode of this batch.
I don't mean it in that sense, it's more the sense of, oh, there are monsters that'll literally make mincemeat out of me, get me in the front lines!
Oh my god, so she's a death seeker, essentially.
More like a hyper-masochist.
Oh, lovely. What a beautiful start to the third episode of this batch.
You're getting very Irish all of a sudden.
I am part Irish.
I know, but more so than usual, it's showing through.
Oh, fucking lordy, with the vor and stuff. That is not... Why is it when I try to be Irish, I can't sound Irish?
It's one of those things that it can't be forced, it has to come naturally.
A little bit of a slow start to the episode, but I assume now we have her on the team, I guess we'll speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, I get the feeling she's going to be on the team whether Kazuma likes it or not, to be honest. I don't think she's going to take no for an answer.
When are we going to fight the golem? I want to see the golem. That better not be like an endgame or series sort of thing. How many seasons did Konosuba have, by the way?
What was that, sorry?
How many seasons did Konosuba have?
Let me see. It has 20 episodes plus an OVA, by the looks of it. So that would qualify as maybe 2 seasons, or maybe 1 very long season.
Yeah, I think it would be a pretty long one. For some reason I expected it to be longer. It's like The Devil is a Part-Timer. It just ends very abruptly. It doesn't really feel all that satisfying.
Although, it's hard to say, really. I guess if they request more episodes, we'll probably end up watching each and every single one of them, and we'll get an idea of, like, where it sort of cuts off.
Oh yeah, she majored in the party tricks thing. Is that a plant on your head?
I'm thinking that is literally a plant pot on her head.
Well, as long as you get paid for it, that's the main thing.
Although it's probably chump change, really. Yes, I'm looking at you.
I'm just hungry, okay? What skills would you want, mate?
Well, if I was gonna go with what I usually do in Icewind Dale, I would max out on Thievery early on, steal all the really good shit from the important NPCs without getting caught, and then just go full on into Fighter.
What are you like?
I'm a guy who knows how to play the meta.
I think for me, good bartering skills would be essential, because, you know, I don't mind shelling out every now and then, but I'm also very cheap at the same time.
Yeah, I'm one of those kind of guys that, in D&D especially, I like to go maximum on charisma.
Flame is the token lolly of the group.
You literally broke her. How could you?
This carrot tastes like ash in my mouth.
Not just a token lolly, but the mayor of Flatsville as well.
What, really? Really, Volk?
I'm sorry, it had to be said. Oh, there's Darkness again.
I'm gonna follow you no matter what, so you may as well just let me in the group. We will continue from where we left off yesterday. Really?
Hurt me more, Daddy.
I think, she likes us too much.
Ah, she looks like someone who knows a thing or two about a bow. Oh, thief. There we go. I was literally about to say that.
If they have a scar, they're most likely shady, so they would be a thief class. Thief skills probably would come in handy just in like a pinch and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and like I said, if it's anything like D&D, you can literally just steal amazing stuff very early on and then just go, I am the all-powerful!
I gotta say, I don't really watch it much nowadays, but Spoonie's Counting Monkey series had a really great two-parter called like Thief's World or something, and basically extolled the virtue of being a thief. So like, they would pay a guy lots of stuff for these items and just steal the money back. I may be confusing that with another Counting Monkey, but it's basically the same sort of tenant, I guess. Not the most stealthy of skills, I have to say.
Yeah, you know, for a stealing technique, there's not really much in the means of physicality going on. It's just, I'm going to magic this item into my hand.
Yeah, I might as well have just taken a megaphone and screamed stealing in their ear.
So, it seems like he's going into the path of thievery, but I guess early on he was something like an onion knight, I guess?
What is an onion knight exactly? I've always wondered about that.
An onion knight typically is a term used for Final Fantasy game. It's a job class that doesn't really specialize in anything and does a very poor job at doing everything. It's one of the slowest growing classes in the game until the very last few levels, in which case they get absurd stat increase and turns them into like the most powerful class in the game that can literally do everything. So it's one of those like really, really slow growth, but the end payoff is phenomenal.
Nice. Yeah, there we go. Look, 1 point. Don't spend it all in one place now.
Nature's beauty. Oh.
Useless. Absolutely useless. Yeah, get rid of that. What happens if you lose your card exactly, or it gets destroyed?
I don't know, maybe it's just one of those items that can't get deleted, or if you delete it accidentally, it arrives in your inbox the next time you log in.
Did we accidentally put on Spider-Man 1? I'm pretty sure this is how he got his spider powers.
So I guess now he is genetically a thief.
There you go. Ooh, I'm gonna eat and sleep well tonight for a change.
Alright, so a very, very high selling dagger or rocks?
Aim wisely. Aim carefully. Well, I mean, Japan's kind of survival of the fittest as well, if you think about it.
Fool me once sucks for me. Alright, so what did he get? Well, the dagger's still there. Wait.
Yes.
Oh no, I think I know what's happened.
Really?
Oh, I knew it!
I'll give you the back if you give me the dagger.
He's waving around so triumphantly. I love how you sort of said that bit through, yeah, got the pants, man!
Oh, she's just mad because she got deep pants, using skills that she taught to me herself.
Oh god!
Look, just give me the dagger and we'll call it square, okay?
Oh god!
Eventually, after being guilted to death, yes.
Oh god, is it gonna happen again?
It's gonna be the guy at the table.
It's just gonna be heart-shaped underwear.
Come on. No, I'm an adventurous pervert. It's a dual class.
She's taking it rather well.
Well, beneath that calm demeanor is rage.
I'd be careful, Kazuma. She might just decide to use her one explosion spell on you.
Oh, hurt me more! Hurt me more! The party is comprised completely of freaks, you included, Kazuma.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do the bumpers quite fluidly, I have to say.
Yeah, it's like almost immediately following the last thing they say.
You're terrible and I don't like you. Just give it like 10, 15 episodes or so, we'll be on his doorstep, no problem.
It's just like literally 2 episodes in. Yeah, we're finally here, and in the next 15 episodes, just one long drawn out fight.
Basically. No, she likes this, you're playing right into her hand. Oh god.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, you're gonna need to, like, buff up your magic. We'll need at least 2 explosion spells to kill him.
What? Sorry, you should rephrase that. Who commands an explosion magic?
No, she was right the first time. Explosion magic. There's no S at the end of it.
I suppose so.
Well, you're an aqua goddess. You'll get over it.
Use some of those party tricks and fire heater for your poor, defenseless feet. Emergency quest. Ooh.
Fat loot. EXP out the ass.
And suddenly everything takes a much darker turn in this somewhat peaceful city.
Yeah, it suddenly became Attack on Titan.
What are the odds are it's just more frogs? So I'm guessing this is like a fate from Final Fantasy XIV.
Explain. I need context.
Well, in select areas in the map in Final Fantasy XIV, you get these fates that pop up every now and again, and they're time quests that anybody can come toward, no matter what their level is. And there's always a max level that you'll be brought down to if you're over-leveled. And they just pop up all over the place, and anybody can join in on them if they just happen to be walking by.
I'll explode them all!
Well, one of them.
What? I don't get it, Volk. They enjoy this, apparently?
I have no idea what... Not sugarcoating it at all.
Cabbage! Oh! Defeat all the cabbages flying into the sea. Compulsory quest!
Wait, how are they going to reach the cabbages from down there?
Carefully.
They're like Loby Mandragoras.
This is the future vegans want. Jesus.
This is an appeal from Oxfam. Every year, over 10,000 cabbages die of starvation.
Would you eat a living cabbage, Volk?
I'm not so sure. I have to be honest, I do like my cabbages inanimate.
She reminds me of the Whacking Day episode of Simpsons.
Is it from Avatar or Korra where the cabbage guy frequents?
Both, actually. It's his descendant core.
Oh my god, can you just imagine him in this place?
Maybe Konosuba's a prequel to Avatar The Last Airbender, you don't know. I have sword bending. Let's go.
But she can't hit anything, she said herself that she's clumsy as fuck.
Wait for it.
No, she's literally hitting air.
Oh my god, they're vicious!
God damn!
This is silly.
Behind that cute exterior lies a fearsome interior.
Oh no. I used to be an adventurer like you, until I took a cabbage to the liver. Just imagine if you were killed by a fleet of living cabbages.
Just coleslaw dead.
No, I got it. She's about to be coleslaughtered.
Oh god, I love that. Nice. How are they even slicing through her clothes anyway?
Don't, Volk, don't. No, please, stop. Volk, why?
I suppose that's the only way you could put a twist on a tank like this, I suppose. Megaman, nobody likes an overcooked cabbage. Take it from someone who knows. It's like you can, just don't.
There we go. Loading up FMV.
Well, I guess we know where the rest of the episode's going. So, question is, will she kill several cabbages, or will this actually only kill one?
We'll see.
Wait, is she channeling that on herself?
Well, I guess we're eating cabbage soup for the rest of the season.
I mean, I quite dig cabbage, but not that much.
Well, you never tried cabbage stir-fry cooked via an explosion before.
That's a sentence for the ages. I didn't come to a parallel world to fight cabbages.
You have a sword as well, milady.
Well, it'll probably take her a while to not use it so clumsily. So what, are they just regular-ass cabbages now?
I guess so. Oh, cool. She can provide refreshments and whatnot as well.
Mm-hmm. So wait, is she actually going to train to be a priest, or is she literally just trying to be a handmaid at the moment?
I don't know. Maybe a bit of both.
Maybe she just doesn't know she's going to, like, the handmaiden tree.
Jesus.
Those cabbages were fucking brutal, I tells ya.
Look at us. What a quadret of cards. That's not a word, Tom. Learn words. You're a commentator, for fuck's sake. Steal!
I stole 2 whole stacks of cabbages.
The great cabbage thief, Kazuma.
Although then again, in MMOs you do tend to get really weird titles like that.
Let's Player is the weirdest one.
But it's a title I wear with pride.
I can technically wield two-handed weapons, but don't expect me to be able to use them properly.
Well, who knows? Maybe the clumsiness factor would actually carry over and she'll get godlike accuracy. Like, maybe going below 0 will make it roll over to, like, 255 or something.
Fine, I guess I'll put up with it, otherwise the plot won't move forward.
I wouldn't have any reason to refuse if she was normal.
If I must, you will take the damage for me.
Suddenly the tractor's beginning to look a lot more tempting, eh, Kazuma? Like, she even gets off by having just blame put on her.
Oh, just shake her hand, be a gentleman. Don't smack the hand too hard, though. Jesus.
Yeah, she might like it.
Alright, gotta close this video down, and that was Silver Dude's commission, the first 3 episodes of Konosuba. How did you feel overall, Vault?
On the whole, I do stand by that maybe the first episode could have done with being a little bit quicker, but I do thoroughly enjoy what episodes 2 and 3 brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very much looking forward to seeing more, to be honest with you, because this, like I said, this was one of those animes that I've always heard nothing but good things about, but never quite got around to watching myself. So this is like one of those things that maybe over time I can cross off my bucket list.
Yeah, I agree. The first episode wasn't too special, but episode 2 definitely picked things up, and I'm loving how we have this really, really ragtag group of people now, but they're all like advanced classes and whatnot. So I wouldn't mind actually watching more of this if you want to commission more Silver Dude, but that's entirely up to you all. We are still working through our backlog. We're going to get to them as soon as we can, but obviously we have the Segathon going on right now and commentaries and such, but no excuses. We'll do them as soon as we're able to. They're already paid for, so you'll get them whenever and whatever. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time for another HFC Patreon TV Com. Bye-bye.